Salute, MobTube. How is everybody today? So, there's a couple of things I want to do on this show. I hope we get a lot of people in here because this is very important. I want to talk about Brian Nearey, and I want to see what we can do to help him because he's a good man and he deserves it and he needs it. Um, there's something I want to address first. I want to let everybody see something. So I'm going to wait till we get a few more people in here. And then I'm going to show you guys something I received in an email today. Bronx Bomber Di Stefano, Brian Nearey. You're welcome, my friend. Bobby Barbarian, Miss Can't Be Wrong, McKeel One. These Nuts. Gunsmoke the Don, dropping Brian's Cash App. Joey Dimes, how you doing, my friend? Brooklyn Rob, what's up? Paulie Walnuts, Maverick. Girthquake, DP, Taylor Hill, Gianni Catalano. Good to see you too, Gianni. I hope all is well. Brian Bozak, Steve Marinello, Bad Golfer, Ride Dog in the B-Low. How you guys doing? So let me give it a few minutes. I'm going to make a couple of announcements here. Well, I don't know if you'd call them announcements, but I did unblock Johnny Mac, okay? Because Johnny Mac likes to tell people that I'm afraid to debate him, which is hilarious. So he is unblocked now, so he has no excuses. And at the end of this show or on the next show, he is welcome to come on and debate me on here. I'm not going on your show and blowing your channel up. That's not how it's going to work. I already blew your friend's channel up by talking about him, and I will never stop regretting that. I'm not doing it with yours too. Hold on. So yeah, so he's unblocked, and he is welcome to come on and join me for a debate. One time only for one debate. It's not even a question. It's not even a question, Girthquake. Only him and the simps over there would actually think that he stands a chance. I've heard him talk. Everything he says is nonsense. None of it is true. None of it can be backed up with any kind of facts. So I don't want to really get into all that today. But I will, like I said, I will gladly debate him right here on my show. Yeah, I don't think so either. Pretty Monita, New York Queen. But this is, I was just in Jeff Canarsi's chat room, and I was looking at some of the stuff people are saying, and I thought, Old Blue Eyes is another one. But Johnny Mac, F that Ali dude. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Bro. Thank you, Polly Walnuts. But I'll tell you guys what, do me a favor on this show. We all need money. Without a doubt, there's no such thing as enough. And I certainly need the super chats and the cash apps. But for today, do me a favor. Anything you're going to send me in a cash app or super chat, please give it to Brian. Okay. And I'll get to Brian in a second. But yeah, so I was in, but thank you anyway, Paulie Walnuts. I do appreciate it. I was in Jeff's chat room and I saw, people saying debate Johnny Mac. You won't debate Johnny Mac. Okay, let's see. I tried to a couple of times. And there's a show where I dropped the link for him over and over and over. He ignored the link and then he went on 5-6 different times since then on his show, Tony's show, saying that I never dropped the link. Even though just a couple days later, I replayed the video of me dropping the link over and over and over again. So he is, he's got he thinks a lot of himself and he shouldn't. The other thing I want to address, like I said, I'm not going to make this show about beef, but I'll address a couple of things real quick while we get some people in here. This old Blue Eyes. This is a guy who I didn't know who this guy was. Apparently, he's blocked on my channel, but I saw him in Jeff's chat room saying something. A lot of these guys that don't like me, like to say that I don't work, that I'm just pretending all day to be at work. Even when I take a video from work in my work clothes, just pretending, right? Don't have a job. So okay, you know what, guys? I'll just let you have that. I'll say for your sake that I don't have a job. I don't work a 9 to 5, so to speak. What is this exactly? Like I saw old Blue Eyes saying to Jeff Canarsie, he doesn't work and he lives off Shanna. So let's just say I don't have a regular job during the day. Let's just say that. What is this? What am I doing right now? What would you call this? And you say I live off Shanna. So I'll tell you what. I want to ask old Blue Eyes. He won't come on though. As soon as I confronted him in Jeff Canarsie's chat, he left. Girthquake, he is to some extent. So I want to ask something of old Blue Eyes and New Beginnings and all these other people that say I don't work or I live off Shanna. First of all, I've never lived off a woman in my life. I never would. Okay. I can carry my own weight and then some. All right. I've always been able to. But I'll tell you what. I want you to calculate in your head, or if you want, even count the super chats, the cash apps, whatever you think it is that I make per month on YouTube. And include some monetization for all the ads that run during my videos. Calculate in your head how much you think I make per month, and then tell me how you could say that I live off of Shanna or that I don't work. Okay? All right. That's all. So we got 90 people in here. I want to show you guys this one thing. And then I'm going to move on to Brian. I want you guys to see, I got this today. I got this email around lunchtime. Okay. And I want you guys to see it. At least I opened it around lunchtime. I don't know if that's when I got it. I want you guys to see it. Take whatever information you want from it. Respond to it in any way you would like. Okay. And I just want to use this as an example. And Tony worries about getting in trouble and stuff like that. And his people do things like this to get him in more trouble. So I want to show you this. This is what I got from a Scott McDonald at 12:55 p.m. today. I don't know if you guys want me to read it. I'll read it. Listen, sunshine, all your large talk behind your computer screen, I know you're a cop calling little bitch. I am in Scotland, but if you want to be the big man, I will as soon as travel is allowed, I will with no shadow of a doubt fly over to New York and destroy you. This is not a threat. This is a man's man promise. You're a piece of shit. You think you're something that I know you are not. You say you're a good person. You're not. You trash people who are homeless. You use the N word, you use the word junkie, but you supposedly do shows about addiction and recovery. So if you care, really, no, this is the most fucking just babble. But you supposedly do shows about addiction and recovery. So if you care really, you wouldn't use the word junkie. Everybody is a liar, but FBS only tells the truth. Yeah, you're actually right about that. Everybody you come across, you use, abuse, then use. Them for content. You're scared to lose Jimmy Calandra as that would ruin you. Why you never say a word about King Rat Sammy Gravano. Your subs are mostly drug addicts. Just read what they say to each other in the chat. Gunsmoke, always smoking drugs when he's on, but it's everybody else's subs who are trash. Take a hard look at yourself, you fat fuck. Let me know if you're up for the challenge, but take this advice. Get fit, get strong. I will severely hurt you, Chris. That's a promise. I'm going to leave this up for a little while, just in case you guys want to take anything from this. All right. All right. Just in case you want to respond to him in any way, feel free. It's okay with me. You got his email address right there. Okay. So, hold on. Let me see what people are saying. Oh my God, this guy is barely literate. I know. There's no chance that guy is a badass. Zero chance. He's a troll. He can't spell. Computer generated balls. I like that. Fuck him. Accept the challenge. You could use it as a chance to have a meet and greet. You're acting very Howard Sternish. Well, thank you. Um, this idiot in Scotland barking like he's a tough guy. What a joke. He probably don't even have got a damn passport. Pizza Simps reported my other channel for hate speech. Um, People from England talk shit. FS, they have no balls to, no harm, no balls, no harm, and real man would say it to your face. Wow, what's up with Lucky Charms? Yep, don't know what happened there. Well, I do. I kicked myself off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Brian. Um, they got FBS. They do. Euro trash. I'm just gonna fuck off and die. um, if you see someone in the kill, that's the second time I kicked myself off this show. Sorry about that. My mouse is going a little crazy, and it's Xing me out here. Um, he's radicalized. Yeah, I know he is. Um, let's see. You should hook him up with Josie Two Limeys. Lee reading Gene's book, kind of strange. I thought he didn't like rats. Yeah, well, there's a lot of that weird shit that goes on here. You know what I mean? People call me a rat lover because I'm friends with one guy who cooperated 20 years ago. Nobody else that ever cooperated. Not in my personal life, and not on YouTube. But they'll fucking talk to somebody like Lee, who's friends with the guy, like, for instance, Jeff Canarsie. Um, Fine, Jeff, you didn't give any information about my wife because there's none to give. And look, if anybody had it, they would have put it up. I'm welcoming you to put up anything you have about my wife. But Jeff Canarsie doesn't, like Jimmy. He doesn't like me talking to Jimmy, but he'll gladly talk to Lee, who's friends with Gene Borello, who has called Jeff a pedophile and all kinds of other shit. It's very strange. People on here have their priorities all fucked up. It's crazy. FBS show kicks butt, and that ticks Jeff Canarsie, Fedley, and Tony. Look, and I don't even necessarily have any problem with Jeff. I'm not sitting here trying to trash him. He did reach out to me about this thing. If he believes that Lee didn't tell Tony about that he has these files, then he's crazy. Jeff Canarsie should know better. Of course, Lee said it, and of course he's going to deny it. But of course, Lee told Tony that these files came from Jeff Canarsie. So he did reach out to me. We talked a little bit through email. That's all good. But just listening to his show earlier, I'm like, it's so fucking weird, man. This guy did a show a couple weeks ago destroying me for having a John Gotti poster while I'm friends with Jimmy, and how can you platform rats and this and that. Meanwhile, you talk to Lee. You're all a bunch of fucking phonies, all of you. Um, so let's see. A real man wouldn't write you a letter. Exactly, Miss Can't Be Wrong, right? Isn't that something that he came here? J.R. Boston. I'm glad you're here. I saw you in Johnny Mac's chat trashing me every which way. What was it you said exactly? Um, what was it you said about me? There was something real fucked up. It wasn't the average shit talking, but every comment from you was about me. It was against me. You apparently hate my guts, yet here you are. So I don't need people like you anywhere near my fucking chat. Okay. So unless you're here to donate money to Brian Nearey, leave now or we'll just get rid of you. Okay. I don't want nothing to do with you. You're a scumbag. Period. And you're two faced. Just block him now. Yeah, I might as well. Now you can go on all the shows about me later today and laugh and joke. Oh, FBS blocked me, blah, blah, blah. You should be laughing at yourself. Because when you're on Johnny Mac's channel, you're a big Tony Pizza fan and you hate my fucking guts. But when you're over here, you try to be friendly. I need to get people like you out of my circle, out of my life, out of my chat, off of my channel. I don't need your bullshit. I got enough people on here who I thought were friends who are fucking me over every day. Okay? Every day. So I don't need any of you fucking guys. Trust me when I tell you. All right. So anyway, let's get to what the show is about now that we got some more people in here. All right. This is what happened. So Brian Nearey has been with me from day one. Okay. I've spoken to him numerous times through email. And, he told me some of his story. And quite often, I asked Brian, is there anything I could do? If you ever need help, even if it's money, whatever it is, just reach out and let me know. And Brian, I'm sorry, like a lot of us with our fucking male pride, um, didn't ever want to ask for help. Understandable. A few days ago, he reached out to me and he told me, he basically said, listen, Chris, I don't want to ask for help. Obviously, it breaks my heart to have to do this, but I'm really in trouble now and I really could use some help. So I thought, okay, awesome. I'll send you some money. The problem is, um, that I can't send him that much. I don't have that much. I wish I did. He needs a lot more than I can send him, without a doubt. Okay. So I told him, listen, Brian, this is what we'll do. I'll send you some money, but we'll also do a show where you tell your story and we'll raise some money for you. Then, throughout the day, I'm sitting around. This is a few days ago. I'm sitting around and I'm hearing all the bullshit about me smoking Tommy, Ali, all these guys, and all the haters that try to jump on it and say I scam people for money. So I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, if I try to help Brian now, the first thing they're going to do is say, "Oh, look, now he's using a guy. He's lying. He's pretending. This guy's making up his story. They're all doing it for money, and they're going to split the money after the show. Some shit like that." So I called Brian and I said, "You know what? Um, if I do this, this is what they're going to do, and I'm afraid that it'll get in the way of you getting the donations that I'd like you to get." So I said, "How about I call Gunsmoke and I ask Gunsmoke if he'll do it?" And you could go on his show. So that happened. Gunsmoke, being the great guy that he is, as soon as he heard me tell him even a little bit of stuff about Brian, Gunsmoke was like, absolutely, I'll fucking do it. Let's help him out. Okay. Um, yeah, absolutely, Scott. I said, Gunsmoke said, I'll help him out. I said, awesome. So today, when I was not at work at the job I don't have, during lunchtime, luckily that's when Gunsmoke did his show. So I got to go in the chat for a while. I watched a little bit of Brian's story. It was fucking heartbreaking. I sent Brian a cash app. I encouraged others to do the same. I told Brian a couple of days ago, because I don't want nothing to do with the money. Nothing. Even before all this drama and this fake controversy, I'm a street guy. I don't want any part of anyone else's money, or if money is supposed to go to a charity, I don't want it going through my hands. Okay. I don't want it going through my hands. Salute, Carlos. So I told him a couple of days ago, if we do this though, you got to have a direct something that they could send the money to you directly, so it doesn't go through me. So he said, how do I do that? I said, set up a Cash App. So Brian did that today. Him and Gunsmoke did the show. I got to watch for a little while, and I called Brian afterwards and I asked him, how much did you get? And if I told you guys, put it this way, it's very nice of everybody who donated, but it's not nearly what he needs, obviously. And I'm afraid, I know Gunsmoke's videos still get a lot more views, and people will probably donate over the next couple of days. But when you hear Brian's story, you're going to understand that he needs real help. I mean, real help. And I feel terrible for this guy. My biggest problem right now in life is, how do I take me and Shanna on a vacation in the next few weeks? Okay. You're very fortunate when that's your biggest problem. Okay. So if, I can't even imagine what Brian's going through right now. It's horrible. And I think it's fair to say that most of us, although we have our own problems, we probably don't have it as bad as Brian does right now. So what I want to ask you guys to do, and I put his Cash App in the description of this video, and I hope people drop it throughout this whole show. I'll put it up on the screen. Cash App is very easy to use. Okay, it's a cash tag. It's a $sign and a cash tag, which is just basically, like in his case, it's initials and numbers. It's let me just make sure I got it right. I know it's BFN73. Okay, so here it is. I'm gonna put it up. So if you go to Cash App, that's all you got to put in. It'll come up as Brian Nearey. Okay. And then you can just pick an amount and give them that. Guys, trust me when I tell you. I know a lot of people with these Cash Apps, they don't send them because maybe they can only afford $1, $5, and they're embarrassed. Like, we don't want to just send five. Most of my Cash Apps are $5. I'm telling you that right now. I have a few people that send more than that, but that's what most of them are. Never feel embarrassed at the amount. If you send somebody $1, you're helping them out. And Brian is in a situation where every penny will help him. It's Christmas time. This guy has been through hell and back. He's got an amazing recovery story, but now all odds are against him and his wife. And I just want to do whatever we can to help this guy. It really means a lot to me. So, like I said, anybody who is going to send me a super chat or a Cash App today, send it to Brian, please. Okay. There is his Cash App. And I want to have Brian come on here to tell you his story. This is important. There's 128 people now. I hope we get more. But please, every one of you that's here now, stick around, listen to Brian's story. Remember that it's Christmas time. Where can we see the need, FPS? I don't know what you mean. Tony Pizza will block you if you send him $1. Yeah. Listen, when you're sending any of us anything, anybody through Cash App, guys, $1, $5, it's money. Don't never feel embarrassed. And in a situation like Brian's, like I said, if everybody that's here right now sent $5, it would make a giant difference. I mean, it wouldn't fix Brian's problems, of course not, but it'll certainly help him. And it'll only cost each of us just that, $5, $10. You know what I mean? If you can afford more, send him more. Absolutely. So I dropped the link for Brian, and I want to have him come on and tell this story. This guy has strength like not many people I've met before. Brian is a good person who is in dire need of help for him and his wife. My heart and my prayers are with him 100%. Me too. Yeah, listen, this is what it comes down to. Thanks, Right Dog. No, Scott, I know. I saw your situation in Gunsmokes. Guys, that's fine. Listen, if you can't do it today and payday rolls around and you could throw him a few bucks, awesome. Whatever you guys can do for him. And I'll do everything I can. I already sent him what I could earlier today. And as time goes, I'll send him whatever else I can. It's very important. When you hear his story, you'll understand why. So here is Brian. How you doing, Brian?
Hey, how you doing, Chris? Even
Good.
more embarrassing, right? Like, I don't have internet in my house, and my cell service, I only get like 2 bars in my house.
Yeah.
So when you started the show, you started to buffer. So I had to jump in my car and actually drive around the corner to the store I used to work at to get decent reception. So I left my
Yeah.
wife home. I left my
Yeah.
wife home sleeping. So
Give me 1 second. I just
no
want to grab
problem.
a drink because I don't want to have to leave during your story. But that's another
All
example,
right.
guys. Brian's even dealing with a situation. He doesn't even have internet in his house, so he has to do this from his phone. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
No problem, Chris. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian. I'm just a nobody. I was never in the mob or anything. Sorry. I'm just a guy originally from Staten Island. Don't hold that against me if you can. And
All right.
hoping to.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that. Go ahead,
Sorry,
Brian.
I kept them entertained while you were gone.
Thank you. Yeah, you could start telling your story now.
All
And
right.
everybody, please keep dropping Brian's Cash App.
Just I when I tell my story, I don't want it to sound like I'm asking for pity or sympathy. Those days are over. I mean, but and I'm take responsibility for my part in everything I do. I was an addict for 13 years, so um, I know what it's like not to take responsibility for stuff. Believe me. But like I said, I'm 48 years old. I was born in Staten Island. Like I was telling everybody in the chat, I'm just a nobody compared to the people you have on the show. I was never in the mob. I was never, you know, I was never really like not noted or infamous for anything.
Me
But
neither.
I grew up in difficult circumstances. My mother, like I was saying on Gunsmoke show, my mother was a beautiful woman. God rest her soul. She looked like a combination of Elizabeth Taylor and Joan Collins with the attitude of both.
Wow.
She had such severe anxiety. She depended on me for everything because my father worked away. My father was a tugboat captain for 35 years who saved people on 9/11, ferried people away with a battalion of other boats. Um, and he was away 3 weeks and home three, and then he'd be home for 3 weeks. So I had two different styles of living growing up. One when my father was home, and that's when he did all the cooking, the cleaning, and paying the bills and stuff. And when he was away, it was me. I was cooking, cleaning, paying bills by the time I was 7 because my mother was very crippled with anxiety and she had severe generalized anxiety disorder. And she didn't drink every day, but when she drank, she would go on these 2 and 3 day binges that would often end in her coming home very violent and suicidal. You didn't get much emotion out of my mother um, until she started getting alcohol in her. I remember very vividly, 4 and 5, 6 years old, having to fight to grab a pill bottle out of her hands that she was going to take all the pills, and her saying, "I'm going to take you with me. I'm going to take you with me," and not knowing what that meant until I got older that she was going to kill me too. You know, and my father, when he was home, he drank every day, but he was more of a stupid drunk, like the kind that would just repeat the same thing over and over. But that created an environment where they hated each other. My parents hated each other. My mother cheated on my father every single year of their marriage. But I thought it was my responsibility to keep them together. I thought the better of a kid I was, that maybe things would be happier in the house, that I would have a normal childhood. The better of a student I was, that they would come together. I'd be able to keep the family together. But they lived a life. Um, I don't know how they stayed together until the year my mother died, um, in 1997 of breast cancer, but I'll get into that in a minute. Um, but there was infidelity on both sides. My mother would bring home guys when my father wasn't home. It was very embarrassing. I couldn't really have friends over the house because on the outside, all of this had to look like it was normal. It would just look like a normal family, but you couldn't talk about it, those things back then, because I was deathly afraid of getting taken away from my parents. As much as you know, they they made my life a living hell. I loved them and I wanted to try to take care of them. So I took care of my mother and I took care of my father. And when I graduated high school in 91, I wanted to go to college, but there just wasn't any money for me to go to college. My father, they always owed money to credit cards and state taxes, and they were always behind. So I went to Brooklyn College for half a term. I had to quit after that. There was no money, and I went to work. I got talked into joining the taxi business, and eventually starting out driving, then dispatching, then buying cars and owning cars at this car service in Staten Island for many years, working 70-hour weeks. But a year after I started doing that, my mom got sick. She got breast cancer. Now, at the time, my mother had gone back to work when I was 12. She worked for the Mets, for the New York Mets, for 8 years. And she got a mastectomy in 95 after she found out she had the breast cancer. But I couldn't take her to chemotherapy. She wouldn't do it. She refused to do chemo. So I knew that eventually she was going to die, but I couldn't convey that to her. I couldn't get that through to her. I tried, but she was such a nervous person that, that picture you all behind you is John Gotti. My mother would tell you that picture is Abraham Lincoln. And after 5 minutes of arguing with her, you would say, you know what, well, you're right. That picture is Abraham Lincoln, just to try to keep her calm. And it was very tough growing up like that. So taking care of her every day, I stopped working and took care of her. In June of 97, she had brain surgery because the cancer had spread to her lung and then her brain. And on October 27th of 97, she died in my arms after trying to get the phone book. I remember her last vivid moment. She knew she was going to die, and she got me pointing the yellow pages that I had to call the funeral parlor. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And my father was drunk through the whole thing. And I had to take care of him too and hold him up, and I had to plan the funeral and the wake all by myself. But throughout my whole life, Chris, throughout my whole growing up, everybody around me, both sides of the family, they all died from drinking too much. So I swore to God, I was never, ever going to pick up a drink, do drugs, anything like that. And at that time, the year my mother died, I was 23. And I had to go for wisdom teeth surgery. And I remember being in the chair coming out of the surgery, and the dentist giving me a prescription. He said, "This is pain pills." I didn't know what they were at the time. Nobody really did in the early 90s. He said, if you get dry socket, you're going to get pain tonight. So take one of these pills. It was Vicodin. So not knowing what they were, I took that pill that night. And I swear to God, Chris, everything that I had grown up feeling, all the fear, being scared, the low self-esteem, all the negativity, it all disappeared after I took that first pill. Because that's the illusion, these pills give you. They made me feel so good, like I was invincible. And that's, if you actually look at the side effects of opiates, they all say the same thing: the exaggerated sense of well-being. And that's exactly what it was. And that's going to be the title of my book if I ever write it. It's because that's exactly what they did to me. And over the years, from that pill on, I just kept taking pills. I was like, wow, if this is going to make me feel like this, I should take this every day. So it's exactly what I did. And I was in the taxi business, so it wasn't hard to get pills. It wasn't hard to get drugs, and eventually you develop a dependence. You got to go to stronger and stronger drugs. Vicodin became Percocet. Percocet became OxyContin when they first come out. And I'm not just talking about the Blue 80 OxyContins. When I took them, they still were making 160 milligram OxyContins. They were green bar. They were dark green bars. And a friend of mine got me into them. And once they got a hold of me, I was done. Then I knew, the first couple of times getting sick, not having them, I realized what withdrawal was. And probably for the last 5 to 7 years of me using was just me trying to use to stay straight, not getting high, because I had developed that much of a dependence on them. But I felt like I deserved that because, once I didn't have my mother to take care of and my father got remarried and moved to Florida in 2000, I didn't have anybody to take care of except myself. And I didn't know how to take care of myself. I knew how to take care of other people. So like every relationship I entered in with a woman, I always, it was this great. Everybody thought I was so great. I was this great caretaker, but that was just a facade because I was destroying myself with the drugs. So I ended up like with 4 broken engagements and, I left a lot of damage in my wake while I was out there using. I still worked and everything, but eventually come to 2009, I got fired from every place I was working at because I was stealing to support my habit. I lost all my houses. I never owned a house, but I mean, any place I lived, I got kicked out of. You know, all the women the few people that did love me, I pushed away. I was attracted to women that were difficult, that didn't really love me. That I had to take care of. Like people projects. I always thought I could save people, but I couldn't even save myself, so I couldn't save anybody else. And I couldn't love myself, so I couldn't love anybody else. Those are cliches, but they're absolutely true. So on June 2nd of 2009, I'm sitting on the ferry ramp in Staten Island Ferry on the bus ramp thinking, I have 2 choices. I'm going to either jump in front of one of these buses, which I was damn close to doing, or I'm going to get on the bus and I'm going to go ask for help. So I went on and I thank God I made the right choice because it came really close to me stepping in front of the bus. I got on the bus. I went to a 7-day detox. I knew I was going to have to go to rehab for a long time because I knew I wasn't going to be able to kick opiate dependence quick. So I went to a 28-day rehab after that. And then after that, I'm like, I'm not ready yet. I needed a long-term program. So they offered me this place, Graymore. It's called St. Christopher's Inn. It's upstate here in Garrison, New York, in Putnam County. And it's known, even like famous people have gone there. It's a spiritual place run by Franciscan monks. And I did 19 months there, and that place saved my life. And I learned a lot about myself there. It's hard to say you're completely cured. You're never cured of addiction because all the emotional problems that led to you using is the disease. The disease itself is not using. It's everything that comes along with it. So me being scared all my life, me hating myself all my life, me not feeling I was good enough all my life, or that I was a nobody, me not, that was all part of the, that's the disease you're actually working on, not the, not the actual using. That's just a symptom of the disease, So I got out of rehab and I decided I wasn't moving back to Staten Island, that I was going to stay up here, upstate, and I had to rebuild my life at 35 years old. I had to reinvent myself completely. So the first job I ended up getting was a stock job at Walmart, and that's where I met my wife, Karen. And her name's Karen, but she's not a Karen. I remind everybody of that. She's definitely not a Karen. She doesn't fit that profile. And for a couple of years, for the first, we get married the next month. 3 weeks after we get married, my father dies of stage 4 emphysema in Florida. And that broke my heart, obviously, because I finally had a chance to show him that, I could stand on my own. I'm married, I'm an adult now, and then he dies. We come back, went to the funeral, we came back, and we started our life. And Karen's mother died right after we got back. So we moved out of the apartment we were living in, and we moved into Karen's childhood home that she moved in here in 1977 from the Bronx. She lived on 208th Street. She's from the Bronx. And so we moved into this house, and it took us 2 dumpsters to clean it out because her mom was a hoarder at the end. It was a shame how her mother went out. She refused to go to the doctor. And what happened was her parents got divorced in 1981, and her father went and moved to Florida and got remarried. So it was just basically my wife and her mom, and she took care of her mom, much like I took care of my mom. So my wife and I had a lot in common. And the reason why I married her is because I realized she was the first person I could trust with my life, that I knew I could trust with my life. And when you find somebody that rare, that's that close to you, you hang on to them. So that was the smartest thing I did. And for the first 2 years, everything was great. She always had diabetes, but it was manageable. But then she started having to come home from work early. Her sugars started to go up to 300, 400. Like a normal blood sugar for you and me, not diabetic, is like 80 to 120. A normal blood sugar for her is like 250, 270. And oftentimes it's 350, 400. So it started to take a toll on her body to the point where she had to stop working. And after she stopped working, she applied for Social Security disability after working for 30 years, thinking that, she'll get it definitely because she's got all these conditions wrong with her. And they turned it down after waiting for 1.5 years, and that's with an attorney. So we had to hire a second attorney, and we ended up waiting 5.5 years for her to get this Social Security, of which they only give you 18 months retroactive money. So during that time, that 5.5 years, she got sicker and we lost everything. When I say she got sicker, a woman's never had a drink in her life, and she has cirrhosis of the liver like a person who drank for 35 years. That grew to kidney problems. That grew to digestion problems. She also has celiac. She has a hiatal hernia. She can't swallow food very well. She has sleep apnea. She also has anxiety and depression, and she needs knee operations that she cannot have because the diabetes is so bad that they're afraid she'll die on the table. At the moment, she's on 16 different medications between her heart, her blood pressure, everything. I give them to her every day. I cook for her. I do the best I can. I try to keep the house clean. But I was able to at least work. I had to stop working full-time over the past few years, and eventually became to the point where she needed me at home all the time. So I had to quit working altogether to take care of her full-time 24/7. Now, there are programs in New York State where relatives can get paid to take care of their loved one, but the spouse doesn't qualify for that. So it could be anybody else, like a sister, a cousin, an aunt, uncle. You can get paid for taking care of a loved one, but not the spouse. So that kind of put us in a bind where, what am I going to do to bring money into the house? Social Security is only $1,000 a month. And to make matters worse, our only lifeline which was her dad, who lived in Florida. 2 days before Christmas last year, he drops dead of COVID in Florida. So now the house is in limbo because there was no will. It's going to go be in probate. We're responsible for paying the property taxes. We're over a year and a half behind on, and I'm afraid we're going to lose the house as shitty as it is. At least it's a roof over our head. I have this bad electricity problem going on where the refrigerator keeps the refrigerator and the microwave, the breaker for that, the breaker's not tripping. The electricity's going out without the breaker tripping. It comes back on, but it's very dangerous. So I feel like the house is going to burn down. So I can't even get like a decent night's sleep. There's so many things we've gone without the last 5 years. She needs a new, she needs a new bed. Our bathroom doesn't have any sheetrock in it. There's mold in the basement. We get her check and we're broke the next week by the time we pay our bills. My car is falling apart. The front end feels like it's going to fall out. The tires are bald. So I can't do DoorDash. I've offered to do local errands in the area for people for $5, $10. I can't do anything to make any money. So I'm stuck, and that's hard for me because I've had a job since I was 13. And I have a big heart, and I'm very sensitive, and I would give anything to anyone, and I have over the years. I've done my best. I've made a lot of mistakes, and yes, I've hurt a lot of people when I was out there. I hurt a lot of people, but I've owned up to my mistakes, and I think I've repented for them. And I think, every day I wake up, I try to be a better guy than the day before. Nobody's perfect, but I'm so frustrated and I'm so sad. And I sit there and sometimes on the couch and I just look out the window. Like 2 years ago, we lost our dog, Mocha. She was a chocolate Labrador. We lost our dog to diabetes too. And we didn't even have the money to get the ashes back. So, we've gotten help here and there, but I live in a town where the median income is 6 figures. So when you're poor or you don't have anything, people look at you crooked like, this is your fault that you're poor. This is your fault. You did this. Or you must be a crackhead or something like, it's like a class. It's like classism, it's like a different form of racism, And it sucks to be looked at that way. I'm at that point in my life where I'm finally stop worrying about what other people think of me. But I want to be known as a good person, and I want to leave a good legacy. And I just want to tell everybody as I wrap up the story, that not only will I appreciate anything anybody can do, I promise you that when I get back on my feet, and I will, because I have dreams and I have goals, and I'm not giving up on them. I've always wanted to be on the radio. I'm hoping someday I'll be able to start a podcast about anything. I always wanted to write a book, and my plan one day is to, when my wife's health stabilizes, is to get a car and go back into business, like with Uber and doing deliveries and stuff like that, when I'm able to work, when she's stabilized. But in the meantime, I can't leave her alone because I'm in charge of all her doctor's appointments, her medical protocols, everything. So I'm not gonna, this can't be wrong. I'm never gonna give up. I don't give up. That's why I'm still here. Otherwise, believe me, I'd be dead a long time ago. But that's my story, Chris. That's everything I can tell you. If anybody has any questions, this isn't a scam. I don't lay my life out in public like this. It took me a long time and a lot of guts to share this with anybody. And for you to give me this platform with all the subscribers you have means a lot to me. Whether or not people are going to be cruel and take shots, I don't care. I don't care. I'm way beyond that. Whatever anybody says on here can't be any worse than the life I have to live 24 hours a day. It can't be. And I don't mean to cry. I know I'm a man. I'm not supposed to cry. I don't really give a shit. All right. Like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I have a lot to bring to the table. I'm a good guy. I'm relatively intelligent. When I'm not overwhelmed with depression. I'm kind of, I can be funny and I have a great sense of humor. I know that, I have a lot to offer. I'm just saying, I'm just a nobody. But if anybody can help me out there, I'd really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and I'm so sorry to hear everything you've been through. I mean, from a young age, you certainly never had an easy road ahead of you, and it definitely breaks my heart. I can see the pain you're in. Um, I don't know why things like this happen to some people, and I don't know. I don't understand. I'll never understand why things like this happen to certain people. But all we can try to do is help you, and this is why I'm asking everybody, honestly. Um, it was Brian's very brave for coming on here and sharing this story. And I just hope that we can all do something to help him. Whatever you guys can give today. I'll ask Brian some more questions in a little. I saw some of the stuff you guys were asking about, so I'll ask him some of that. But just a quick reminder, please. Let me put his Cash App back up. If you could do anything for this guy, whether it's $1, $5, anything, and if you were going to send me anything today in a super chat or Cash App, send it to Brian instead, please. He needs it more than probably any of us at this point. And we have a big group here, a big community. We can make a huge difference. For everybody who thinks $5 isn't enough, just think if we all send $5 right now, okay? If everybody who watches this video sends $5, it'll at least make a difference. It won't fix everything, but it'll make a difference. So just to go over some things, you've been clean how long now?
12 and a half years.
12 and a half years. That's commendable. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You probably don't even think about using it at this point, do you?
No.
Got too much other shit on your mind.
No, that's the last thing I would do. I would never go back to using again. No matter how bad life gets, there is no way in hell am I going to go back to using again. No.
Which is also, kind of heroic because a lot of people would just fall right back into that. You know what I mean? With all this stress. The fact that you can stay clean through all of it is admirable. And, the thing about your story that I always noticed from the first time you emailed me is how much you love your wife. I mean, you can tell you adore this woman and you will do anything to keep her around one more day. And I understand that. And
she deserves a better life because a lot like me, she had a different childhood than me, minus the alcoholism, but she was so isolated and alone and never able to enjoy herself and never felt capable of enjoying herself. And I want to, I always try to make her laugh at least once a day. I try to make her laugh, smile. We have thank God we lost our dog, but we still have our cats, and they bring us joy. They're our joy. Scooter, Bucky, and Tigger, they're the best. Yeah. And thank God for them because that's our only joy. And on top of all this, 6 months ago, I had knee surgery, and thank God I'm over it. But it took me a lot longer to recover from it than I thought, and I did that without painkillers too. I was afraid of how much it was going to hurt, but I was able to get through it with Motrin and ice, and Motrin and ice, and heating pads and everything else. So that's another big test that I had. Being able to get through a major surgery without it. So without any opiates, I'll never go down that road again.
Good
never.
For you, man. Yeah, that's real strength right there. I don't know if people realize how strong you have to be to even go through what you're dealing with on a regular basis. Yeah, I got rid of Bob Miller, guys. I didn't know until just recently. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know that he was in here doing what he was doing. But somebody asked, Ryan Lucito asked, I believe. Ryan's a good dude. He wants to know where you live.
I live in Dutchess County in New York, but near Fishkill, between Fishkill and Poughkeepsie. It's a town called Hopewell Junction.
Okay.
Gunsmoke if you go on the live chat, re- you go in the live chat feed from Gunsmoke Show. My address is in there. So I doxed myself.
That's all right. Paulie Walnut says, I just sent $100, Brian. Merry Christmas.
Holy Walnuts, thank you. God bless you. All of you.
See, that's great,
All of
Paulie.
you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody.
Listen, if all you guys want to put up what you're donating and stuff, I'll gladly shout everyone out. I know you're not doing it for that, but I'd love to shout everybody out and see just how much support and love we're showing Brian now. So if you guys want to talk about what you donated, that's cool. If not, not a problem. But that's awesome, you, Paulie. Thank you for that.
It's all going to go to good use. It's either going to go to, paying off the $1,500 we owe to the electric company, the five grand we owe on property taxes, or my car, or something for my wife to make her more comfortable. As far as I need to get something I can't afford a new bed right now, but at least maybe something to put on top of the bed to make it more comfortable for her. She also has sleep apnea, so it's difficult. She lays in bed 18. She's in bed 18 out of 24 hours. So it's tough. It's tough. But like I said, I try to stay positive every day. Watching you guys is my respite. When Karen was in the hospital, I watched you faithfully and religiously. In the beginning, I was always looking to see see somebody that loved mob movies as much as I did,
Yeah.
and coming from Staten Island, I was telling Gunsmoke, I was on the periphery of that. There was a Gambino associate that used to, was a loan shark that just all he dealt with was cab drivers. And, when I was out there, I had to take a couple of beatings being late with the big and all that. So I know what that life's about.
Well, not to get more personal than you've already gotten, but
No, it's
honestly,
okay.
I mean, at this point, it's probably hard to even, keep groceries in the house and stuff, right?
Thank God we have food stamps. We have some food stamps, but my wife is celiac and she doesn't eat much. She doesn't have much of an appetite. I don't eat. I eat once a day. I know I shouldn't. That's not healthy. Part of the reason why my weight is so out of control right now, because I only want to eat when it's time to relax, and for me that's not until about 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't get to sleep until about 2 a.m. and I'm up at 7. So it's tough to sleep. It's tough to relax. But no, we do. We have enough groceries, thank God. Just I'm afraid to put too many groceries in the house right now anyway, because the refrigerator keeps going out every couple of hours. I'm afraid the food's going to go bad, actually, but I got to get that problem fixed. That's the most immediate problem, is I got to get somebody over here to try to fix that electricity. The house has basically not been touched. The money that we got, the retroactive money we got from our Social Security, we put into the house. Somebody helped us out and gave us a new furnace a couple of years ago. That happened through a sports radio show that I used to call into. And we were very lucky with that, because we went a year and a half without heat or hot water. And that was such a blessing. Once, because we were using portable heaters, heating up water on the stove. That was dreadful. And then we got a little bit of money from our retroactive money, and we had to get new doors put on the house, just because they were falling apart and everything. So any dime I've got, any extra money I've had, I've tried to put band-aid the things. Like, we had to get our chimney, even though we don't have a fireplace, we have a chimney that connects to the furnace, and they wouldn't give us house insurance unless the chimney was fixed. So last year it actually hit some money. I hit some money on a scratch off, believe it or not, and I was able to get the chimney fixed with that when I was still working. I hit a $2 scratch off for like I got $10,000 as a tax, and I put it all into the house to try to get us house insurance in case something happened. But other than that, it's week to week. It's day to day now. I was just after I get off the phone with after I get off the show with Gunsmoke, I had to go cash in $15 worth of cans and put gas in the car. So to hang on until next week when we get paid, when my wife gets her check again. If anybody has any, don't be shy. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm an open book.
Let me just see something. All right. No, sorry, I'm just getting messages about you. People asking about your story and stuff. Yeah, I can't imagine what you're going through, man. That's all I can say. It's it's a horrible situation you're in, and my hope is just that that we can get you some help and get you on some other shows too. Get you hopefully after this show, maybe some other guys will pick this story up and put you on their show. And I want to let everybody know I didn't add it because I'm an idiot and I was short on time. But there is an article, right? What is that article from, Brian?
No, so just Google. If you Google my name, it's from the Staten Island. It's from the Staten Island Advance. But you would Google SI Live, and then type in Brian Nearey, and Nearey,
There's
and
the article.
they came up there to do an article on me when I was in rehab because they thought somebody from the rehab called and said I was doing an exceptionally good job there because I was trying to be of service there and trying to rebuild my life. And they thought it was a pretty good feel good story. One of the reasons why they did that story was to backtrack a little bit. When my mom was dying, they had sent somebody over to the house, a nurse's aide, before my mom died, so I could get some sleep. And that person stole her credit cards during the person stole her credit cards during the night when she was sleeping, went on a $5,000 shopping spree, and we didn't know it until after my mom died. And the woman had the balls to show up at the wake too. But I found out shortly after, and she got arrested. Yeah.
Well, somebody just sent me, our friend Lefty Guns just sent me $50 more for you. So I'm going to send that to you right now.
All right. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely. $50 pay. Brian Nearey.
This guy's asking about scratch tickets. Yeah, I won it last year when I still had a job. I bought a $2 scratch off and I won $10,000. Yes. And I put it right into my house.
This is to show that I'm doing this because somebody sent it to me. So I want to make it clear that I'm sending it to you. So confirm. All right. So there you go. So that's from Lefty Guns.
Bless you and thank you all. Bless you and thank you all.
Yeah. So would you agree at this point that anything will help you? $1, $2, $5, anything?
Anything, Chris. I'm not I'm not expecting the moon. But I am grateful, and I will note anybody and everybody's name who helps, and I will definitely reciprocate when I can. I will definitely reciprocate when I can, when I get back on my feet, because I will get back on my feet, because I know I will, because I work that hard. I have an unparalleled work ethic in the house. Even though I'm taking care of my wife, that's all I'm doing is working, cleaning, cooking. I don't sit around the house all day and watch TV. I'm busy taking care of my wife and my house.
Yeah.
Try to fight to keep it. So
thank
that's
you.
what I do.
Thank you, sis. By the way, before I forget, somebody asked, do you have Zelle, Venmo, PayPal?
No, just the Cash App that you sent me. I don't have a bank account. Just my
Oh,
my
yeah, so you
wife.
don't have a
Anything
Zelle.
else? The only bank account we have is through my wife's Social Security right now.
Okay. Can you, when this show is over, set up a Venmo,
Yeah.
and I will put your Venmo up, and if you want to, a PayPal also, and then on my next
Okay.
show,
Okay.
I'll talk about that and I'll post it in the community because this
All right.
makes it easier for people. Not everybody has cash app. So you know what
Okay.
I
I
mean?
understand.
Johnny, the Greek 10 pounds, euros, not sure, never know. Thank you very much. 12 years clean with all that you're going through is a big deal, a big fucking deal. For those who have never had an addiction, this guy deserves a fucking medal. Sorry, I can't send more. You can do this. Thank you,
Thank you,
Johnny.
Johnny. God bless you. Thank you. And thank you to the entire audience, even the ones that might not like me for whatever reason. Thank you for even listening.
I don't think anybody has anything against you.
If they do, they do.
Well, like we talked about this. Remember, Brian? I said,
Yeah.
look, if I do it on my show, people are going to
And that
bullshit and say,
under these circumstances, the stuff that you're going through, I can't believe I'm blown away that you would let me on the show, and
"Oh,
I'll never forget you for it, Chris. And
oh, absolutely,
I hope that we can remain friends.
of
And
course, yeah, we've been friends this whole time. You've been
oh yeah,
filling me in on your story, and I absolutely, I knew that one day you might need the help. You just didn't want to ask, and then you finally did. So it's not like Brian just came to me and said, "Hey, I need help." This is something me and Brian have been talking about for months and months, and he finally got to the point where things are bad enough that he had to ask. Nobody likes to ask for help. So if anybody thinks this is Brian just all of a sudden saying, "Hey, I can get some money," no.
no,
This is
my pride was too big. My pride was so much that I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. I have to figure this out. I can't, just because I watch this, because just because I watch you every day, didn't mean I was like, oh, let me get money. I've been watching you since, like you said, from day one, and I'm like, I have tried to figure out, Chris, racking my brain to try to figure out ways to bring in money. I don't have a computer. I can't work from home, unless it was something on the phone. I have tried to think of 1,000 different ways to get money, putting out flyers in the neighborhood. Hey, I'll clean up your dog shit. I'll do anything, but the problem is I have to be close to home. I have to take care of my wife. I can't leave her. She can't be alone.
no, that's
So,
understandable.
yeah,
I just want to read some comments here because a lot of people
sure,
are asking stuff.
sure.
Anthony B says he just sent you 100 under APTIV 62. No need to reciprocate.
God bless you, Anthony B. Thank you so much. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Do you want to give hold on. When I send you, do not do anything for me, not necessary. I ain't Shabar. Yeah, well, uh, um, do you want to give your email real quick? And
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's BN 11473. That's my birthday. BN 11473 at Gmail.
somebody, Joanne Dunn, just sent
Mm-hmm.
me 663 for you. So I'm sending you that now.
Bless her heart. Thank you,
Let's
Joanne.
see. That's going straight to you.
Thank you, Joanne. And again, like, thank you. Even if you can't give, thank you for listening. That's a big thing too. If you stayed with this story, I know I have a tendency to ramble a little bit because I'm nervous. Um, even though I have always wanted to be in broadcasting and on the radio. It's a lot to rehash after 48 years. Like I said, I'm hoping to write a book someday. That will be the day I'll be able to let go. Oh, one other thing I forgot to say. Um, my wife and I were given ancestry tests last year as a gift, and I took mine. And of all things to have to deal with, I found out a week before Christmas last year that my birth father was not my father. That
Jesus
hit me.
Christ.
That hit me like a ton of bricks. And the guy who it was is passed away in 2006, but he died of colon cancer in his early 60s. So I ran right out and got a colonoscopy. So I'm thankful, and thank God I'm all right, but thank God that I found that out, medical wise. But it also leaves me with a bit of an identity crisis, like, how did this happen? Why? I've tried to investigate, but most of the people involved are deceased. And I'm not sure if my mother knew. At this point, I'm not, it doesn't really matter. I've had to let it go because it's just too much. It'll eat me alive thinking about it.
No, I understand. This is from Shinebox. He sent me
Oh,
$100 for you. So
beautiful.
I just sent it to you.
Thank you. Go home, get your shine box. Thank you.
Look, Damien the Omen Trites says, I want to give Brian an opportunity to act in my TV show. I will be filming in the spring. FBS put me in touch with him. I respect him a lot.
Holy shit. Absolutely. Absolutely,
Brian,
Damien.
there you go. And Damien's not
It's
bullshitting.
an honor. I know Damien from television. That's amazing. Absolutely.
There you go. So
Absolutely.
give your email again, and if you need
Yeah.
Damien's, I'll email it to you later. But maybe Damien can
Yeah.
take it down now if you want to
Yeah.
give it again.
Yeah, it's BN, my initials, BN 11473, my birthday, 11473 at Gmail.
There you go. DP said, FBS, tell Brian to download every popular money sending app so he's able to receive as many donations as possible. Everyone keeps saying they don't have Cash App, so tell him to download Venmo, Zelle, etc. It can't
You
hurt,
got it.
Brian.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not sure. I think my wife might have PayPal for something from years ago. We had to pay, we had to order and we had to use PayPal. So I'll use that, and I'll sign up for Venmo and Zelle. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, David. I'm proud to
Yeah.
have you as a subscriber. Trust me.
I'm
Let's
proud,
see.
and I'm proud to be here as well.
Thank you. Sis says, ask him if he can repair lamps, small appliances. I don't live far from him.
Probably not. I can't. If I could, believe me, I would have fixed. I would have fixed my electric problem by now. But I can clean your house. I can.
There you go.
I
Hey,
can. I can run errands for you. I'll clean your dog shit. I'll clean your cat litter box. I'll
Brian,
walk your
trust
dog.
me. If you
I'll
were
do anything.
yeah, if you were closer to me, I'd pay you to clean my house once a fucking week.
I'm a damn good cleaner. I used to call myself. I'm a domestic god.
40s and Flicks TV. I locked in his Cash App. I'm hooking him up tomorrow, payday. Keep your head up, Brian.
I am. Thank you. And you
Sven
guys are helping me do that.
Sven Larson says, Brian, you make my eyes wet. I really hope that both you and your wife get better.
Bless you, Sven. Thank you very much.
And there's Shinebox's comment. I sent it to Brian. Brian, can you is there any way you could check now just to give us an update on how much?
Give me a second to scroll down. Give me a second to scroll down. Yeah.
Okay. See what you're up to.
Okay. Says one payment was canceled. Hold on a second.
What?
Now, there's some guy, Sean Canchola, sent $10, was canceled for your protection, whatever that means. I have, wow. I got a $100 payment from Anthony Basili was canceled for my protection. I don't know what that's about.
Fuck.
You sent me $100. You sent me $663. You sent me 50. Monita sent me $5. Duhame sent me 100. Tom Lochner $5. Miguel Dominguez $10. Christopher G $10. God bless everybody. But yeah, it says 2 deposits were canceled for my protection. I have no idea what that means.
Well, you know what? Look into it after the show. There might be something you can do. Because I had somebody sent me 200 a couple of months ago, and I got something like that. And it turned out I just had to fix some information or something, and then I got it.
Okay.
Michael Hill says this is the real meaning of the holidays right here. Kindness for other human beings. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Guys.
Absolutely. None of the drama or none of the bullshit. Yeah.
What the fuck did I just do? Oh, all right. Somehow I just got rid of all my comments, but they're back.
Oops.
Um, sorry, Johnny the Greek. Sorry, FBS. I don't know how to change the currency to dollars, but you should get 1330 on 10. If we do another one for Brian next week, I could send some more. Guys, that Johnny, that's great. God bless you. Anything you guys can do. Some of the people
Absolutely,
that I
Johnny.
see,
Thank you.
some of the people that I see get tons of money sent to them every day, and we got a guy like this who really could need it. Or really could use it. I'm sorry. I mean, it kind of makes me sick.
Believe me
Damien,
when I tell you, every penny goes into my heart as well as my pocket. All
I
right.
know.
And when I say reciprocate, I damn well mean it. You can count on me for life, whatever you need.
Let me send Damien my new number.
Yeah, you can give Damien, and once Damien has it, you can give him my number as well, Chris. And you can give my
Okay,
number to anybody you trust. If it's a troll, I'll just block them. It's not a big deal.
there you
Like I
go.
said, if anybody feels like they're gonna, if they need to get themselves off by abusing me, it's nothing. You can't do anything to me that hasn't already been done to me 100 times worse in my life. Believe me.
Brian, I don't want to interrupt you, but
What?
I want to show you something. I just got this.
What? Holy shit! Oh my god!
That's
My
for you,
heart's in
my
my
friend.
throat. What does that say? Who?
$1,000 from Nick. Here, let me see if I could put it up so you guys can see it. There you
Oh
go.
my goodness.
Hold on, wait a minute. All right.
Nick, are you sure? Wow. I'm blown away, man.
A
Wow.
thousand bucks, Brian. Now, for a lot of reasons, I want everybody to see me send you this $1,000.
Yes, I know.
Let's see. I'm gonna reply first of all with a heart, and then this is what I'm gonna do. I'm putting in. This will come from me now, but of course it's from Nick. 1,000. Okay. There's the 1,000. Pay Brian Nearey.
I,
Everybody see
wow.
this?
Oh my
Um,
god. And I'll let you know when it comes through here.
yeah.
Oh
Pay.
my god.
You
Oh
sent
my god.
$1,000 to Brian Neary.
Wow. Oh my god. See, what I had to do with the Cash App is they're sending me a debit card because I don't have a bank account. So that's how I'm going to get all this. They already sent it out. I got a notification they're sending it out. So that's how I'm going to use to get that money.
There you go, man. That's bro, $1,000. Nick, all of you guys that have sent a penny are an angel. Each one of you are angels. But
Everybody is.
Nick, $1,000. That makes me want to cry. Thank
You know
you
what?
so
Yeah, it
much.
makes me want to cry too. And listen, everybody, even if you can't give, because I know it's that time of year and everybody's having problems. And I feel kind of selfish almost because there's people in Kentucky without homes right now. And believe me, I wish I could help them. I wish I could help them. And
Trust me, Brian. My
someday
heart,
when I'm on my feet, I will pay this forward. I will.
it breaks my heart, Brian, honestly, the Kentucky thing, because I don't talk about this, but I have a very, um, I have an estranged relative, you could say that I don't want to say who this person is in my life, but I
That's
haven't
okay.
spoken to them in a while. And last I heard, they're living in Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm terrified. I haven't spoken to this person in about 10 years, but I've been trying to give him a call and I can't get a hold of him. I don't know if it's the right number. It's a number I found. But so trust me, I'm thinking about the Kentucky thing every day. Mark Giglio, 1999. Thank you so much.
Mark, thank you. But even if you guys, like I was just saying, even if you guys can even if you guys can pray, the ones you can't give, say a prayer at night for us. That's all. Say a prayer at night for everybody who needs it. Because in the end, that's all we got is each other. This world is falling apart. All we got is each other. I don't see why, if you believe, the thing I don't understand is why people gotta go after each other, take shots at each other, all for any reason other than you believe in something different than they do. It doesn't make any sense. We should all be looking out for each other, even if we dislike whoever. We should all be looking out for each other. That's all we have is humanity. That's all that's left, and that's the only thing that's going to keep us alive.
Absolutely. Yeah, listen, I'm as guilty as anybody when it comes to that stuff. But when
So am I. So am I, Chris. I'm just saying, in the great scheme of things, we all have it. All we have is each other.
Yeah.
Especially
we have
those.
a community. We have a community here, and I knew that we'd be able to help you because of how great. I'll tell you the truth, Nick. Whoever you are, I mean,
Yeah,
you're
Nick,
my hero right now.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're Brian's. I'm not even. I think I've seen you donate to Vinny before. I'm not even sure if you're one of my regular viewers, but thank you again. That $1,000 would make a difference in anybody's life. I'm sure it's going to make a monumental difference in Brian's life.
I'm blown away, and it's going to go right to town hall, so I can keep my. It's going to go right to town hall, so I can pay these property taxes.
Can you please confirm that you received that 1,000?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got it right here. Christopher Lamont at 5:20 p.m. Cash App notification. Christopher Lamont just sent you $1,000.
Okay, and that's from Nick, of course. G. Ellis, I think. G. Ellis or G. Ellis. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but that's from Nick.
God bless you, Nick Joe. God bless you, Nick, and God bless everybody. God bless you all. I can't thank you enough. I'll never be able to thank you enough, but I will be able, hopefully, someday repay you.
It makes me feel so
far
good.
down the road.
No, I don't think anybody's worried about that, but it makes me
feel
so good that we're able to do this for you.
Believe me when I tell you, this is my last resort. This was my last resort.
Trust me, guys, when I tell you, we're talking 4 or 5 months now, me and Brian. He never asked for a thing. I offered plenty of times. I said, Brian, if there's anything I could do, even if it's money, let me know, please. And
remember, and I told you I was going to send you that. I was going to send you that book about the making of Goodfellas. I didn't have the money to send it. I took it to the post office. I figured it'd be like $4. It was like $12. I was like, shit, I don't have enough money. I'm going to have to wait. So that's why you haven't gotten that yet, bro. But I'll get it to you.
No, don't even worry about it, man. It's just, it's heartwarming that we're able to do this. It goes to show how good the people in this community can be. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Yeah, it's just this is amazing. I can't believe it. I'm sure I don't know the total of what we raised you so far, but whatever it is,
I'll put it in the comments when I get back. I'm going to go home in a few minutes. I'm going to look at if I switch out of this, I'll lose you. No, so what I'll do is when I get home, I'll jump back in the chat and tell you how much. I'll jump back in the live chat and tell you. So I'll let you run solo.
That's fine. All right. Shinebox says, thanks, everyone. You guys are the best. Yes.
Yes, Shinebox.
You too, Shinebox. $100.
Thank you, Shinebox. And no, maybe they didn't go up there and tell you. I don't shine shoes anymore.
I love it. I heard you doing that on Gunsmoke earlier. I was so happy.
Sis, and by the way, I shot Johnny Kevin, Bruce Goddard, Stevie Newell, Georgie Grasso.
He does impressions. Damien, you can use this. Sis, yeah, listen, it's the least I could do. I sent Brian what I could. But I knew that, we could raise some money for him in here. And I would do this for anyone that needs it. Absolutely. And all of us should. And listen, I truly hope, I don't care if it's somebody who likes me or hates me. If you have a show and you think your subscribers can lend a helping hand here in any way, reach out and help Brian out. You should think about having Brian on your show and see what you can do. Let's see. Hold on, let me go through some things. Brian, please give our warmest regards. Marco Rich says Ali can learn from Nick. Yeah, well, we'll see what he sends, right? Because I'm sure he's watching. Make sure you watch this show back and read the chat. Yes, Brian, make sure you watch this show and read back the chat. There is so much support and love here for you. I hope it will help you when you feel down. Listen, I would love to read every comment, but it would take me until tomorrow.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna let you run solo if you want now for a while, bro. All right.
You got to get going.
Well, I have to get back home. I've been around the corner now for over an hour, 15 minutes. I'm afraid if she wakes up and doesn't see me there, she'll get scared.
Do what you got to do. Go bring her some good news.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I got to start dinner soon for her anyway. But no, as soon as I get back in 2 minutes, I'll jump in the chat and I'll tell you what's going on. All right.
No problem. Send our love. Okay.
But Chris, I will. I want to thank you again for the not the last time. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my broken heart and my soul, and on behalf of my wife too, for this extraordinary display of compassion and love that you showed for me. And I will never ever forget it. I will never forget it, Chris. And every one of you out there, and I mean it, even though I don't know your names, I don't know you, but I feel like I know you. And even if, for some reason you don't like me, I don't care. I love you. All right. I love you, and you're close to my heart, and I'll be praying for you and rooting for you. Enjoy your life. Be happy. All right. Give to each other. Make life worth living. That's all we got. And have a very Merry Christmas. But I hope to, I'll see you guys soon before that. All right.
Sounds good, Brian. Have a good one. Tell your wife, send her love. Tell her we said hello, and please give her the good news and let us know. What you raised.
Absolutely. You'll know in a couple of minutes. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Have a good night, Chris. Take care. Say hi to Shannon for me.
Will do.
All right.
All right. Bye. Brooklyn Rob, FBS, I always had respect for you, but today you're a fucking hero. Thank you, Rob, but I'm not. You guys that are helping out, and even if you can't give money, just the kind words and support your show and Brian, you guys are my heroes. Thank you for this. This goes to show what we can do. It's fucking amazing. That's amazing. We must have just raised him, I don't know, I would say at least $1,500. I mean, that's fucking incredible. We've been on here an hour and 28 minutes. And for the first 28 minutes, I was raving and ranting like a mental patient. So this is incredible. Damien the Omen traits, hate gets you nowhere, love does, and that's a fact. Absolutely. Paul Mastretta, $5. Thank you very much. Now I know you guys are sending this to for Brian. That's fine if you want to do it that way. I'll have to break it down, figure it out, and send it to him. But thank you. No negative shit today. Yeah, I'm sorry. I started with some negative in the beginning of the show, but I'm that fucking hot Sicilian blood. I don't know. I react too quickly, I guess you could say. BK Shallon Finest, what's up, my man? Glad to see you here. Now go home and get your shine box. Let me see. I want to try to read everybody's comments with so many. Yes, Jersey Girl, thank you for all your kindness to Brian and his wife. I mean, think about this, guys. I'm being serious. Like, this is what I think about. When Brian's telling that story, it makes me want to grab a hold of Shannon when she gets home and not leave her side ever. You know what I mean? Hug everyone in your family a little tighter tonight, honestly, because you never know. Every one of us is 10 seconds away from being in Brian's position. Things just happen. It doesn't have to be anyone's fault. So, Nick, whoever you are, you're a great guy. Fucking amazing guy. $1,000. I can't believe it. I mean, that shit. I want to keep that message forever. Uh, that's fucking. This is incredible. Couldn't go to a better guy. Yeah, trust me, guys. I will research a person. I'll make sure I know who this person is. A couple people messaged me and said, "Hey, are you sure about this guy?" Trust me. I've been talking to this guy for months and months and months. Our emails go back to like July. He's told me a story, piece by piece, a bunch of times, and every time I offered to do something like this, he said, "No, no, no, not yet, not yet. I'll let you know if I need that." And just a few days ago, he got back to me and he wrote me a long, long email explaining everything that's going on. And he's, asked, "Please, is there anything you can do to help?" And he wasn't even asking for this. He was just asking to see what I could do for him personally. And I did what I can do. I'm going to try to do more myself. But I knew something like this would work out because I know the character of a lot of you subscribers, and you're amazing people. I'm sure your wife will be happy, Brian. I hope you see a big smile from her when you tell her about tonight. I hope so too. I hope so. Oh yes, sis. I didn't. Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch that in time. He'll see it though. I'm sure he's gonna go through the chat. If I missed anybody's donations or anything in the chat, I'm sorry. Chris, to you and all your subscribers, salute. Same to you, Mark Chopper Reed. Thank you for being here. Sis, remember to get his PayPal. He said he thinks his wife has PayPal. Yeah, he can update us with anything he's got. I'll post it in the community. I'll talk about it on my next videos. Thank you, Yankees for Life. Thank you. I tried to listen, it's the fucking least I could do. Everything you guys have done for me, everything, this has been like a dream come true. Everything I've gained from being on YouTube, um, it's the very least I can do. So any of us, and I hope, like I said, I really hope, man, that some of the other content creators, whatever, follow along. I hope, but we'll see. Because this is a genuine guy with a genuine fucking story. So let me do something real quick. 135 people in here. Thank you for being here, all of you. Let me see something. All right. So let me go down a little bit. Yeah, pretty Monita, New York Queen. You're not kidding. Everybody should. I mean, I won't go over it, but just certain parts of his story will make you break down in tears. But his whole story, I mean, the whole thing is like a guy like this. How many of us have the strength to keep going every day? How many of us would have given up or relapsed or ended it? That's true strength right there. Thank you, Miss Can't Be Wrong. There is Brian's super chat. That's I'm sorry, Cash App. That's another thing. Please, guys, everybody write that down. $ BFN73. I don't know if the capitals matter or not. I'm still not sure about that. but please write it down. And if you guys want to send tomorrow, next week, whatever, um, please do so. It's okay if you send me the donations. I'll send them right to Brian, but I would prefer if you didn't. I'd prefer if you send them to Brian. But if you only have my Cash App and that's how you want to do it, like, spur of the moment, whatever, that's fine. It'll go right to him. Pretty Monita, New York Queen, FBS, can you post his email in your description? I may know a few people where he lives that can provide him with some guidance on help. Yes. And Brian, if you're listening, please put your email in here again. And I just want to show you guys something. I started out this show with $167 in my Cash App, and that's what I still have. Okay. Everything that got sent to me got sent to Brian. Yeah, I know, Lefty. I know. That's the sad part. Is there any electricians in the room here that maybe help out Brian's electric? That's another thing. Guys, if you're in the area, maybe this guy's house it sounds like it's dilapidated. He's got um, a lot of issues going on in his home. Maybe some of you guys know construction, maybe you're electrical, whatever it may be, plumbing. Maybe you could help him out with that, a couple of hours of your time, something that would be fantastic. Listen, there's a lot of people that you know there's probably millions of people just in this country who are in desperate need of help, but we don't know every one of them. We got one guy here who I've been in contact with for months. I know his story. He's reached out to all of us, and we can help this one guy at least. So whatever you guys can do, please do it. Hey, FBS, give your wife that big hug because I know what it's like to not have it no more. You are the real deal, the best, Paul. I'm sorry to hear that, Paul. Thank you. I will. That's sad. Brian Nearey, 1,391.63. You believe that? And that's with those canceled cash apps. We were able to raise 1,391.63. That's great. That's phenomenal. Where's Ollie when you need him? Brian, reach out to FBS for my cell phone number, okay, brother? Yeah, I'll make sure he gets it, Damien. I'll take care of all that stuff after the show. And if anybody needs any of Brian's information or any of that, feel free to email me. It's fine. There you go, Damien. I will absolutely thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Loyalty is everything. And listen, you know how it goes, guys. This show, we got 137 people here, but hopefully we'll get 1,000, 2,000 views, whatever. And a lot of other people will donate too. So it's a wonderful life. It can be, Gypsy Godfather. That's right. Miss Can't Be Wrong, Brian Neary. God bless. Please give our regards to your precious wife. Miss Can't, we have to breathe life in the darkness by any means. Anything that I can do, even if it's just making the connection. There you go. My pleasure. Damien the Omen Shite says, after the Horsemen's notable work for the young of St. Jude's, this is a spectacular effort. Sorry for repeating myself, but I'm happy. Okay. Absolutely. I did send it to him first, only sent it to you because I wasn't sure he got him. Oh no, that's cool. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, if you guys do that, like I said, I'll get it to him right away. It's not like it bothers me. The only reason I say that, guys, is for obvious reasons. These fucking dickheads will be like, "Oh, why is FBS getting it?" I'm not getting shit. Okay, trust me. I'm sending it right to him. Could you please get a CPA to audit your Cash App for us? That'll be the next thing. They'll be like, how come you haven't gotten a CPA to do an audit on your Cash App yet, scam artist? Brian Nearey gets Venmo, so I could get Venmo, so I could send you some money. Yeah, hopefully he'll do that. Hopefully he'll do that. This is stand up FBS. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you. But any of you guys would have done the same thing. I'm buffering big time at my house. Sorry. Oh shit. Fuck did that go? Wait a minute. Brooklyn Rob, from a drug dealer to doing this, you have to admit God's got a funny sense of humor. You're not joking, bro. I know, man. And I couldn't be more grateful that I even have the opportunity and the platform to be able to do this for someone. It's I'm telling you, it brings tears to my eyes, honestly. Mm. I know, live and let live. I know. I just wanna make sure, Brian. I think about, I don't know. I think about how many of us tonight will be ordering dinner or just, hanging out in our nice comfortable homes or driving our cars somewhere or, doing something that is a fucking, you know, like something that so many of us take for granted, is missing from so many people's lives. Like there's people that would kill to be able to order a pizza for their family tonight. Honestly, people that would kill to have electricity and running water, or a comfortable couch to sit on, or beds for their kids, air conditioning, heat. I mean, uh, there's a lot. There's a lot of people suffering. I'll do that. I'll change it. I'll do it right now. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna change it. Um, mm, oh, what the fuck? Hang on, guys. Bear with me. Let me get to my live shows here. There it is. $sign BFN73. BFN73. Um, it is now in the title of the video. All right. Let me see. Uh, Let me go down in these comments here. Food we throw away. Think of the people that don't get to eat. Exactly. Your real followers would not question what you were doing. Much respect. I know you guys wouldn't. I know you guys wouldn't. But, they like to attack me with this stuff. The reason I asked Gunsmoke to do the show first is because it would have broken my heart if one donation was withheld just because somebody had some reservations about me or my legitimacy when it comes to this stuff. And I was torn. I was like, well, I don't want to cost the guy money. I just want to help him. So I asked Gunsmoke if you could do it. Then I talked to Brian after the show and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck what people say. I know we could get you some more money. Let's do a show today at 4:00. And he was down, and look what happened. Worked out beautifully. And, if they want to, for whatever reason, Anthony Basile and Sean Chikad failed. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can resend it somehow. Sometimes we complain about little difficulties in our life without realizing the serious difficulties that our fellow men go through. I know. I know. I saw one time. I'm going to give you an example of something because I believe it or not, I try to utilize the power of positive thinking every chance I get. I always try to take time and think about how lucky I am, and I'm grateful for all that. But we all forget little things like just me being on here in a room with a desk and a laptop and my access to YouTube is more than a lot of fucking people have. The little things we do when we get up, walk to the fridge and get whatever we want to eat, whatever drink, whatever, when we get in our cars and drive away. These are things we don't think about every day. When there's somebody sitting on a bus stop in the freezing cold just trying to make it to work, we're driving in our cars worrying about our little bullshit problems. This girl, Kelly, one time, she put on Facebook, I'll never forget this. Now, this was like a very, very attractive girl, always had it pretty good in life, never really appreciated anything because of it. And one day she's on Facebook and she's talking about, now she had made a post about this brand new car she had bought. I forgot what it was, like a Scion or something. Point is, it was a brand new car, right? And about 3-4 hours later, she makes a post. I can't fucking believe the kind of miserable day I had. I was at the back, I was at the bank trying to get some money out, and I went in the bank. I locked my keys in my car, and I'm like, so let's break down. Now I know, trust me, I know it's aggravating. You locked your keys in your car. That sucks. I know. But let's break down your problems right now. So let's see. You have a new car that you were able to drive to the bank where you have money, so you could withdraw some of that money and get back in your new car and drive to your nice condo you own. So, all right, you locked your keys in the car. At least you have a fucking car. You know what I mean? You have money in the bank. You have all these things. But when you only take the time to look at the little negative things, you're missing the big picture, all this positivity. You're missing it. You know what I mean? What the fuck? I don't know. People are strange, but it's not necessarily even any of our faults. A lot of us have just been blessed or we've had it good. I mean, just the fact that we live in America, right? First world country shit. We're kind of all spoiled to an extent, aren't we? So we forget sometimes to look around, to stop and smell the fucking roses, so to speak. Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, Gunsmoke did also. You guys got to give him credit. Don't give me all the credit because as soon as I talked to Gunsmoke, he was like, "Hell yeah, I would love to help him." And Gunsmoke did a show earlier today. Um, and Brian told his story on there too. Gunsmoke did everything he could to help, and he still is. The only reason, like I said, I knew we'd get some more viewers, some different viewers, and we'd raise some more money for Brian's. And like I said, I think he should keep going on other shows. I hope they invite him. I really do. Uh, I send money to the Wounded Warrior Project every month for 7 years. I didn't know this brave man needed money. Let's see what we could do. I feel terrible, FBS. This is why you're number one. Thank you, man. Thank you. But I really don't deserve any credit here. You guys do. Why would it make him feel bad? Gunsmoke did great today. Gunsmoke started this. Yeah, me and BK, Shaolin Finest are cool. That's right, sis. Especially now with Christmas. I mean, like me and Shannon were talking about it a few days ago. Like, obviously we wish we could fucking just bless everybody with the best Christmas they ever had. We can do what we can do. But the bottom line is, I mean, the fact that we're able to give people a good Christmas. I mean, obviously you always want to give more than you're capable of at the time or whatever, stuff like that. But we're able to buy everybody presents, and we're going to give everybody as good a Christmas as we can. And just that alone is a lot. Sorry. Just that alone is more than a lot of people are able to do, especially now. Things are fucked up in this world, in this country. So a lot of people aren't even able to buy their wife or their husband a present. And a lot of us are capable of giving our families a good Christmas, and we got a lot. So we got to remember how lucky we are just to have that. Even if we worked our asses off for it, we're still fortunate. That Lisa Farrow, FBS, you help many of us in ways you may not even know. If that's true, Lisa, thank you, thank you, thank you for even saying it. But if that's true, that makes me feel good. That makes all this bullshit worth it. It really does. Stacks would have Brian on. Oh yeah, Stacks would absolutely. Good point. Oh, why was he down? But he was on. That's not about Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke's the man. He was on at a time of day when a lot of people are at work and stuff. That has nothing to do with him. Gunsmoke is a fucking genuinely kind, big-hearted person. That is one of the nicest kids I ever fucking met. I love that guy for real, and I know he's a true friend, and I see the goodness in him. And trust me when I tell you, um, I couldn't be more proud to have him as a friend. Honestly, this is why Ali will never understand what he did wrong. He's too worried about himself. I know. I know all that bullshit he started for nothing. And imagine, you know what I mean? Imagine if that never happened. I would give anything, anything to take back that fucking text I sent him that day. Anything. To all, I love the whiners who post in Facebook yelling about somebody who cut them off at a traffic light. I want to reach in the screen and wring their neck. Yeah, I mean, and it's not look like I said. A lot of us do it without even realizing it. You know what I mean? Like after work today, I was able to go to the grocery store and get us a bunch of shit we needed. And I didn't think at the time, wow, this is there's fucking millions of people out there who can't do this, who would kill to be able to come to the grocery store and just um get whatever their family needs. But like sitting back thinking about it, in hindsight, it's like, wow, that alone is such a blessing. Yeah, RPMJ, you're right. Yeah, we buy water. Yeah, you're right. Let's all spread the word. Dollar sign BFN73. Absolutely. Um, Paulie Walnuts, what a dumb broad. Why didn't she go through the drive through ATM? I don't know. If I could go back to that Facebook post, I would ask her. I have no fucking idea. But that was her story on Facebook. I'm like, is this motherfucker for real? This bitch, you got a brand new fucking car you're showing off all over Facebook. You got the fucking nerve to come on here and complain that when you got to the bank to make a withdrawal, you locked your keys in the fucking car. Think about all the blessings in that story. Like, and you're focused on the one bad thing. K Mac 3099. Thank you very much, K Mac. I love you, man. I appreciate it. Be on later, cuz all right, RPMJ. Um, yeah, bro, Lefty, that's Gunsmoke's the man. He should never get down. I'm gonna have to talk to that kid, damn it. Touring the block, Gunsmoke is the sweetest guy I've ever met. He appreciates the smallest of things and would help in any way he could. And that is the truth. Um, Natalie Christie, aka Tony's mom. How can we donate? Uh right here. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just fuck that up? Oh, okay. Oh, I did fuck that up. All right. I'm like Baba Booey pecking away at the fucking keys and shit. I suck. I truly, truly suck, guys. I am fucking trash. Uh, there you go, right there. Tony Pizza's mom. Uh, $ BFN73. That's his Cash App. He's gonna try to start a Venmo and maybe a PayPal and update us with that later. But for now, that's the easiest way. And if you need to send it to me, um, then I'll just send it to Brian. And if I have to, I'll show proof. Hold on, let me see something. Oh, okay. All right. Somebody sent me. All right. Somebody sent me. Oh, that would be fucked up, man. That would be seriously sick, guys. Seriously. Somebody sent me a screenshot of what it said. Yeah, I hope trolls aren't trying to contact Cash App and say that this is a fucking scam with Brian. I really fucking hope not. But maybe that's why somebody just sent me a picture, Sean Canchola, of his donation being canceled. He said he had to send it 3 times for it to go through. I really hope that's not happening because that's fucking sick. Oh yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I don't know why you can't from Canada. Johnny the Greek from London. I like to see Lee or Tony or even I like do what this community did tonight and they call us fake and simps. Action speaks louder than words. Um yeah, me too. It'll never fucking happen. Lee, Tony, I like nope. Um that's right, our actions fucking speak louder than words. Natalie Christie, aka Tony's mom, 69.99 Canadian. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'll figure out how to break it down and get whatever you guys are sending on this show right to Brian. Who's Brian and what are we donating for? It's a long story. Um, I'm not going to be on long enough to tell it, but if you watch from the beginning, you'll see he's a great guy who's had some really bad luck and could really use some help, especially now around Christmas. That's Cash App problem. I got that message when I try to send money, so I use PayPal. Oh, so that just happens sometimes? It's not like anybody's fucking with anything? Okay. Lefties. Lefty. Uh, that's absolutely true. How many nights in the hospital you got me through? Are you talking about me, Brian? The article Brian said you can Google. Like I said, I'm an idiot. Maybe I'll go back. It'll take me 10 hours because I'm a fucking moron with this, and I'll figure out how to put it in the description. But I will show it to you. Let me see where he sent it to me. Um, this is the title. So even if you just Google the title, you'll get the article. New hope blossoms after his life was ravaged by drugs. That's from January 3rd, 2019. That's the article. That's the picture of him I used for the thumbnail. So you could see the article by doing that. Live and Let Live says, stay in good spirits, Brian. Tony's mom is a big fan of FBS, apparently. Hmm. Johnny the Greek, FBS, we all suck. We are just pieces of dust that end up in the ground again. Don't beat yourself up. If trolls try that shit, they are cunts, Brian said. Yeah, he had 2 cent that canceled. Um, yeah, Johnny the Greek, I agree. I guess we do all suck, kind of, don't we? You guys don't tonight, though, that's for sure. Well, you never do to me, but. I am now. There's actual hope thanks to you all. We were able to give Brian and his wife hope. Look at this. Natalie Christie, aka Tony Pizza's mom, Canadian 69.99. Thank you so much, Tony Pizza's mom. Means the world. Thank you. There go the prank calls again. I didn't change my number yet, so. Hello?
Yes, I did.
Is this John A. Light?
Yes, it is.
How many people did you kill, John?
There was quite a few. Don't make me get into that right now. I just want you from this day forward. Keep my name out of your mouth. Don't make me come down there for you either, tough guy.
Would you like an apology, John A. Light?
I think I deserve one, don't you?
Yeah, I'll get back to you. Hey, listen, if you're going to prank me, at least make it funny like that. Whoever that was really did sound like John A. Light. So I give him credit at least. Are you talking about Gunsmoke? Wait a minute. If you're talking about Gunsmoke, yeah, I know he does. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why he gets down on himself like that. Jordan Canada. Oh, what's up, cousin Dom? How you doing, my friend? Jordan Canada, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you react to what happens to you. The lady who locked the keys in the car, like many others, don't see it like that. It's very true. Very true. KMAC 30.99. And this one's for you and Shanna, Chris. Now I'm done. Merry Christmas, buddy, and thanks for the free entertainment. Thank you, KMAC. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, it really did sound like A Light. What if it was John A Light? Could you imagine? What if it was? Uh, Mikkel one FBS. It's true, bro. You mean a lot to a lot of people. Thank you for that. My dad died 3 weeks ago, and you helped me get my mind off it and made me smile during rough times. Thanks a lot for that, bro. No, thank you for saying that, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Listen, if the show helps you get through stuff like that, then that just gives me all the more reason not to give up on this bullshit. Because there's days I certainly want to. Yeah, he certainly did sound like a liar. Who insulted you? It wasn't me. Um, all right. What time is it? 6:06. What should we do here, guys? What should we do? I'll tell you what, for now, I'm going to get going. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your kind donations to Brian. Again, Nick, Gialis, I think it is. Let me go by his let me see something. Knickknacks case breaks. Thank you for that unbelievably generous donation to Brian. Thank you very much. I don't know if you realize what a big difference you just made, and all you guys, Shinebox, everybody. I'm not sure who all sent directly to Brian. I don't remember the list he gave us, but all you guys just to meet Joanne Dunn, Lefty Guns, Shinebox, Knickknacks Case Breaks. You guys are fucking wonderful, man, and you made a huge difference for this guy. And I couldn't be more grateful for all of you guys. Like I say all the time, you're all a bunch of angels in my life and now in Brian's life as well, and certainly all angels to each other. So I thank you for always being here, and especially during a time like this. I will never forget this day. Thank you all again, and maybe I'll be back on shortly. Maybe I won't see you till tomorrow. It all depends. You know how that goes. But until next time, I love you all. Have a good night. Hug your loved ones extra tight tonight, and I will see you next time. Good night. Salute.